This is the second video in our series on creating and using Google Forms in your classroom. So if you were not in your, if you did not watch the first video, you'll want to go back and watch that on how to actually create a Google form. So here we are in our form. We have the question side and then we have the responses. So if I go ahead and click on responses, right now I don't have any responses because no one has taken my form, but I will pull up one. So the nice piece now with the responses in the new Google Forms is it gives you a really nice visual with different types of graphs and things like that. So I only have a couple of data points here, but you can see where it would be useful for teachers to be able to quickly look and see where student understanding is. So you can see it in a really nice visual form. But I'm going to go back to my other piece here because you have an option to create a spreadsheet. So when I click on that, it gives me a couple of choices. So it will automatically either create a new spreadsheet or I could have it add data to an existing spreadsheet. I'm going to go ahead and choose the create new spreadsheet and then I'll hit create. And then it's going to automatically open up that spreadsheet in Google Sheets, and you'll be able to tell that it's the response sheet because it says in parentheses, responses. You can always rename it, but I don't know why you would want to. But anyway, this is a nice piece too for being able to evaluate data a little bit better when it's in a spreadsheet form. And you can see where you'd be able to see again where what the timestamp was. So we didn't add that to our form, but it just is an automatic piece that is collected when students fill out a form. So again, will be useful if you're setting deadlines and maybe you forgot to turn off the accepting responses, and you can see that a student submitted their response after your deadlines. If you take points off for late work, you could maybe do that. You would have that all right here, but then again, you could sort by student names and be able to evaluate whether or not they have mastered a particular thing. So that's the results that you get from a form. So again, you see them in a visual way automatically by opening your form and clicking on responses, but then you can also select to see it in a Google Sheet, which will then make it more of like an Excel type spreadsheet that you can see. And you could also download your responses or delete them all if you felt like your data had been skewed. So you have some choices within your form responses. So with the form spreadsheet that they create, again, it's really nice, just like a regular Google spreadsheet, you could then share this information. So you could open this up to your building principal or other team members to take a look at how your students have done on a particular assignment, or share it with your staff if you did what parent involvement survey or something like that. So there's lots of choices, but you can invite people to be collaborators on your sheet, and you can also invite people to be your collaborators on your Google form. So I'm back in my form, and if I click on these three little dots, this is where I can do a couple of things. I will talk about adding collaborators first. So if you click on add collaborators, this is sort of like inviting people to edit your Google document. A collaborator will have the same level of power as you, the owner, to add things to your Google form. And it's also letting you know that if an editor is added to your form, that they then also have the ability to view form responses. If you wanted to share this with someone and have them just take a look at it before you sent it out, you can make that person, you don't have the option to change it here like you can do in a Google form or in a Google document or a spreadsheet. So if you just wanted someone to take a look at it, I would just send them the form, like the View Live form link, like you would be sending to your students, and just say, hey, can you take a look at this and let me know. So that's how you invite collaborators. So again, a collaborator is going to have full ownership, editing rights, just like you. You can make it so that they can't add any new people, but they will have the opportunity to, make any changes to your form as they want to. The other things here are more options. So again, you can do a move to trash if you decide, I don't like this, garbage, whatever, but make a copy. So some people have made really beautiful forms, and maybe you go to their form and you really like it and you don't want to reinvent the wheel. You can make a copy of it, and then it's yours to edit and do whatever you'd like with it. So those are the other things you can do with your Google form and how you collect your responses. In our next video, we'll talk about how we can use a quick add-on in Google Chrome called Flubaroo, and it will automatically grade all of your quizzes. It's amazing. So you have that to look forward to.